A coach has used an AI note-taking tool for 18 months. A client files a complaint claiming the coach shared confidential session content inappropriately, and the complaint cites the transcript tool. The carrier pulls the policy and finds an exclusion clause. Claims involving generative AI are excluded from coverage. Berkley and Hamilton have both introduced absolute AI exclusions in 2025-2026. This is not a hypothetical risk. A coach has used an AI note-taking tool for 18 months. Last month, a client filed a complaint. Claims the coach shared confidential session content inappropriately. The complaint cites the AI transcript tool. The coach calls their insurance carrier. The carrier pulls the policy. There's an exclusion clause. Claims arising out of or in any way involving the use of generative artificial intelligence or AI-assisted technologies are excluded from coverage. The coach didn't know that clause was in the policy. The coach is now defending a complaint without professional liability coverage. Berkley and Hamilton Insurance Group have both introduced absolute AI exclusions in professional liability policies. This is not a hypothetical risk. It is a 2025-2026 market trend. Berkley's professional liability language and Hamilton Insurance Group's generative AI exclusion both use the phrase arising out of or in any way involving AI-assisted technologies. That framing is broad. It covers a complaint about a session where an AI note-taker was running, even if the note-taker had nothing to do with the underlying complaint. This is where Module 7.3's insurance discipline applies directly. Module 7.3 is about insurance as an ongoing operator practice, not something you set up once and forget. The AI exclusion risk is exactly why the annual review discipline matters. Before your next renewal, search your current policy for the words artificial intelligence, generative AI, or AI assisted. If you find an exclusion clause, call your broker before the renewal date. Westminster Global is the current ICF Affinity E&O carrier and does not currently state an explicit AI exclusion in its public-facing materials. Not stated publicly is not the same as covered. Policy language can change on renewal, and the only document that governs coverage is the actual policy. Not the marketing page, not the certificate of insurance, not what you were told when you bought the policy. Read the actual policy document. Search it. If you use AI tools in client work, confirm coverage with your broker by name, not by assumption. At the session and intake level, Standard 2.5 is operating at its highest intensity. The verbatim text, "Fulfill my ethical and legal obligations to my coaching client or clients, sponsors, colleagues, and to the public at large directly, and through any technology systems I may utilize." That is, technology-assisted coaching tools, databases, platforms, software, and artificial intelligence. ICF Code of Ethics 2025, Standard 2.5, effective April 1st, 2025. CC1, demonstrates ethical practice, is the ICF core competency that Standard 2.5 applies at the session level. Named here because this is the highest stakes application in the module. 3 tiers for session-level AI use. Tier 1, lower compliance floor, AI scheduling tools, AI-assisted intake form processing where the client doesn't see the AI involvement. Standard 2.5 best practice is to disclose, but the compliance floor is lower than session-level AI. Tier 2, disclosure required, AI-generated session recap shared with the client, AI summarizing intake questionnaire responses you then discuss with the client. The client receives AI output where they may assume it reflects only your thinking. One sentence of disclosure covers it. Omitting it is the problem. Tier 3, full Standard 2.5, explicit pre-session disclosure and written consent required. Any AI note-taker running in real time during the session. The client's words are being processed by an external AI system. Informed consent is required before the session begins. Two templates. Both are on the lesson page as resources. For AI note takers, pre-session. I use an AI note-taking tool during sessions to help me capture our conversation accurately. The transcript goes to the platform servers. I'm the only one who reviews it, and the recording is deleted after the agreed period. You can decline, and I'll take manual notes. It doesn't change how we work. Does that work for you? For AI-drafted session recaps, post-session email. The session recap I'm sending was drafted with AI assistance from my own notes. I reviewed it before sending. That one sentence in the post-session email satisfies standard 2.5 Tier 2 disclosure. It is one sentence. Including it is professionalism. Omitting it is a code gap. A coach runs Otter.ai in every session. When Standard 2.5 took effect in April 2025, they updated the coaching agreement. It names the tool, specifies recordings are retained for 30 days, then deleted, includes a checkbox for the client's written consent. At the next E&O renewal, they pull the policy document and search artificial intelligence. They find a clause requiring prior disclosure to the carrier for AI-assisted work. They call the broker. I use Otter.ai in sessions with client consent. Is that covered? The broker confirms coverage under the disclosed use carve-out. 3 things done right. Updated the agreement, read the policy, called the broker. About 40 minutes total. The alternative, finding out about the exclusion during a complaint, takes considerably longer. A coach doesn't use real-time AI note-takers. They use Claude Pro to draft post-session recaps from their own typed notes. No client name in the prompt. No training mode on the account. They read Claude's data retention policy before the first session. They add one sentence to every post-session email. This recap was drafted with AI assistance from my session notes. I reviewed it before sending. That sentence handles standard 2.5 Tier 2 disclosure. It takes 0 time in the session and 3 seconds in the email. CC1 demonstrates ethical practice is satisfied. No overhaul required. 2 actions before you watch the next module. Action 1. Pull your current coaching agreement. Look for standard 2.5 compliant AI disclosure language, named tools, data handling specifics, written consent provisions. If it's not there, the lesson page has a compliant template to adapt. Action 2. Pull your current E&O policy document, not your certificate of insurance, the actual policy, and search for artificial intelligence or generative AI. If you find exclusion language, call your broker. Both actions should take under an hour total. Do them before your next session where AI is involved. Module 9 gives you the business operator version, compliance obligations under Standard 2.5, the insurance exclusion risk, and the disclosure conversation. If you want the full practitioner ethics treatment, the decision architecture for AI in coaching craft, what Standard 2.5 means for how you design your practice, the ethical questions that arise when AI enters the coaching room. That is the Prac AI course, AI for Coaches. Both are worth the time. They answer different questions. AI in your practice is a set of operator decisions that will shift every year. The annual review discipline applies here the same way it applies to rates and platform choices. Module 10 is growth. The associate model, IP licensing, firm versus solo. The long game. The